Hello and welcome back to Divergent Reactions. Now on the channel today we have got another video from the amazing Alip Ba Ta, and this is Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, which I believe is his most popular upload on YouTube. So I'm really excited to see this. I reacted to Love of My Life and that video got such a good reception from you guys watching the videos that I put up that I am absolutely blown away, and I can't thank you enough for the positive comments that I've had from breaking that video down and analysing it. So I'm going to do this one, which has been highly requested, and it was the video I was going to do originally. So this is Bohemian Rhapsody, and of course by the amazing Queen. So let's get stuck in straight away, and yeah, let's go. It's beautiful. I'm going to pause it there, just because I need to take it in. We need to absorb it. We need to see just review what's going on. It's got a beautiful technique, and I think on this video in particular, compared to Love of My Life that I saw, it's a style that is much more familiar to me because he's not using the pick. So I mentioned in my previous video, I'm classically trained. I haven't played for a while, but I fingerpick. So I should have brought my acoustic guitar. It's in the other room, but I fingerpick in a similar way to what Alip's doing here. What I do find interesting is that when he's playing a chord and he's ringing the notes out, especially in the bass strings, he's using just his thumb. Whereas I mentioned it last time, I would do more of a flamenco style, but it does create a much more fluid style of playing than when he was playing with the pick in the previous video. You will also notice I've paused this on quite a good screen. It's probably not easy to see on a mobile, but if you are watching on a television and it's quite a big image, you will be able to see that his nails are quite long in his right hand, whereas on his left hand they're quite short. Classic technique from any fingerpicking guitarist, classical or acoustic. I was taught, let me know in the comments if you are a guitarist what you were taught with your nails, but for me I was taught to have them cut so you could just about see the tip of the nail above the finger. I haven't played for a long time, so my nails are more of a traditional, I've cut my nails, but I would have them longer on this hand, my picking hand. Absolutely beautiful style. Something about his style also reminds me of James Taylor, the folk guitarist as well, and folk musician, who's one of my favourite artists of all time. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking and let's enjoy a little bit more of it, and then I'll pick it up again. Okay, there's so much going on here that I'm probably going to miss it all. I'll be honest. There'll be things that I miss that I want to talk about and forget about talking, or other reactors might have mentioned it. But I love the way he's arranged this is such a way that he's he's obviously sticking to the original melody, but he's not trying to fit the melody all on the same octave. You can hear that for some bits he goes a bit higher, for some parts of the melody he goes lower into the mid range, and it works really well in making it fit as a guitar arrangement. So you can still, it sounds familiar enough, but it doesn't feel jarring. It doesn't feel like it shouldn't be. It's a beautiful arrangement that he's done, and bringing in the elements of percussion on the right hand as well with the little finger. You can see it as he taps the strings and taps the guitar. It's just got a beautiful technique. Another very, I'm going to check it again. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I didn't spot it, but I think what's happening is that where his technique is really fluid is that he's not got a lazy right hand. So you're taught when you play classical to bring your wrist out so that you are not resting it on the guitar. You'll find that a lot of beginner guitarists will naturally feel inclined to rest their wrist on the body of the guitar, but that restricts your movement with your wrist. So by having a more sort of free-flowing wrist, so to speak, it just gives you a bit more flexibility. So yeah, he's got his technique down. It's incredible. That little finger going. Wow, I'm gonna have to pause it there before it kicks in. That's amazing. I love what he's done there. He's actually shrunk the song a bit by chopping a bit out. But you would, if you never heard the original, you wouldn't know. And that's the key of a great arrangement, is that you wouldn't, if you didn't know the melody. And Queen Bohemian Rhapsody, a lot of people know it, but especially for younger generation, if you're not familiar with the song, to hear that as a flowing piece of music is beautiful. It's I love that little thing he did there. I'm not necessarily going to go back and try and find it, but it's incredible. And another thing I love about his style, and I noticed this in the last video of my life, is the way he slides up to the notes. It's for some purists and some guitarists will see it, and I know the purists, I know that the types that will say this, they will see it as a lazy style of playing because he's not jumping up to the notes as quickly. But what he does with it, what Alip does with it, is he adds a level of emotion and melody to the slide. So you can almost, it's a very distinct slide in terms of the fact that it maybe lasts a little longer than most people would do it, but he does it in a way that it adds something to the melody that isn't there normally. And I really like that personally. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on his style and what you like, or maybe even, I say dislike is probably a harsh word, but what you may find about his style you're not so keen on. But from what I've seen so far, it fits in with my own sort of musical palette, shall we say, what makes a great musician. And I can, even though I'm classically trained, I can't play like this. I'm nowhere near as good as this. So I've got full respect for anybody that can play like this. didn't mean to do that. Oh, where are we? Let's go back. I pressed that back because I meant to press pause. Right, it's around here somewhere. What I love about that then was that there was a few little scales he did running down the major key, where he was doing these little hammer-ons and pull-offs. It had a Baroque style, you know, a much more older style from maybe 400 years ago of playing a classical guitar, sort of maybe 1600s. It was quite common in the lute, you know, with the lute, especially that kind of style. I forget the name of the composer. Is it Lully? Jean-Baptiste Lully, maybe, was a Baroque composer, I think. My memory's going at my age, but but there's a few little tiny little runs like that. They're just really nice. It just adds a bit of flavour to the sound. And to be fair, Bohemian Rhapsody itself is a very classical piece of music in respect of it draws heavily from classical music. So there's naturally going to be elements of that creeping through in such an arrangement. But see, I love this. It's inspiring me to start, but I haven't played my guitar for months. You know, I've got my electrical. That's my first ever guitar. I haven't played my acoustic for months, and I really should. So it's inspiring me. That little riff there, that fourth, where he slides up from is it second to the fourth fret on the A string. He does a little slide, really nice touch, like almost like a blues style, blues country vibe. Beautiful piece anyway. Very nice. Beautiful piece of music. Absolutely beautiful. We've seen that one. Yeah, really, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Like, I think the important thing to remember with what I've seen of Alec Ba-Ta at least is the context of the video. You know, I think I did some reading up on him. I think he's something like a forklift driver or something. You know, he's just your average guy for all the right reasons, and it's inspiring to see people in their own homes creating such beautiful music. You know, he's not a touring, certainly as far as I'm aware, he's not a touring musician or anything, or at least at the time of these recordings. And it's so nice to hear that. And yes, there's the odd mistake, there's the odd blip, there's the odd glitch, but that's what makes it so beautiful to watch, is that what you're watching is somebody's interpretation of the music that they're listening to and they're hearing, and it's coming out in that style. And you can't put a price on that. Like, it doesn't matter, you know, these things don't matter. Like, you'll hear, I'm sure I've seen purists in the comments saying, oh, but this guitarist is better, and Tommy Emmanuel's better, and Eric Roch is better, all this stuff. And it's like, well, There's what's the other chap? Which my dad loves him. My dad plays guitar as well. Ken, this is a Japanese guy. Ken Nishimura, is it? I think is his name. He's really good as well. He's another one. But yeah, I love Alip's style. It's very pure in a kind of expressive way. So yeah, I love this. Thank you for suggesting this one as well. Let me know which other ones of his I should react to. And feel free to watch another video and subscribe. I can't remember which way around it is. So that way, my camera's reversed. You know the drill. Thank you very much for watching.